Players family. My name is Alan Hogan with the Far Off Broadway Players, obviously. First of all, I want to say thank you very much to our artistic director, Paul Gladfelter, for coming up with this idea, or I don't know if he necessarily came up with the idea, but he sent out the email of doing these videos, and I'm more excited about seeing everybody else do one than me actually doing one myself. It's going to be really cool to see everybody, especially with everything that's going on, and I hope everybody is staying safe, both mentally and physically. I hope everything's good with everybody. Crazy time, but we'll get through it. My very first show with Far Off Broadway Players, I believe it was October 18th, 2013. It was a musical, the musical comedy Murders of 1940. I was Michael Kelly, which was really cool because a couple years later I went down the road to Barnlight Theater and played the character that Charlie Goodman played in the Far Off version of it, Candela May. So it was really cool. I have played two different characters in the same show before, but I've never played opposite characters in a show, if that makes any sense. It was really neat, and I stole a lot from Charlie, especially he's got this thing he does with his eyes that's just incredible. It's unbeatable. So I try to copy him as much as I could. Since then, I've been in what feels like a ton of Far Off Broadway Player shows. The only bad experience I've ever had was just a personal thing to where I messed up. Everything else has been wonderful. I love everybody that I have ever been on stage with or worked with behind the curtain. It's amazing, the level of production now. I know I've been told by friends, you know, oh, that's just a community theater group, right? Well, technically, yes, but that community theater group, speaking of favorite moments, managed to sell out the historic Plaza Theater with a little show called To Kill a Mockingbird, which is pretty neat. I played Mino Mr. Gilmer in that show. Not a nice guy, to put it lightly, and I'm sure everybody has seen To Kill a Mockingbird. If you haven't, or if you haven't read the book, highly recommended. Great movie. And I was also the stage manager for that show. And I mean, the amount of people in that building alone, it was like, my goodness, we're at a Blackstone Cherry show. What's happening? But then the reception it got, man. I mean, at the end of it, you had people on their hands, on their feet, clapping their hands, tears coming down. I have been fortunate enough to work in film and television, but there's something about that live theater experience that a film set can't touch. That immediate audience reaction, and I miss it. I miss it so much, especially with all this going on. It's like it's hard to have that creative outlet, because acting for me is extremely therapeutic. You know, it's a great escape from reality, but there's also a lot of real in it. There's a lot of life in it, depending on the show, especially To Kill a Mockingbird. You know, you have your comedies, which is awesome, but to be able to relate, you know, you hear as Brad mentioned, people coming up and say, oh, I love that, or I love this. That is awesome, and it is greatly appreciated, but I can promise you, we get just as much, if not more, out of it than you do. It's an experience unlike any other, and Brad had some very nice things to say about me, of getting him involved, but he fails to remember all the times of, you know, I've thought about, you know, getting into acting, and oh, definitely, man, you should do it. Well, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I'd be able to remember it. Well, you remember phone numbers, right? Yeah. You remember song lyrics, right? Yeah. I mean, I do it. It can't be that hard. Come on. And lo and behold, here he is, and it's really cool. He's very passionate about it now, as am I, and that's what I'm all about. That's what the Far Off Broadway Players is all about. Is just the passion, man, of doing what you love, and it's rare. It really is. And we're lucky enough that we have a place like the Far Off Broadway Players to have that outlet. And after all this Rona stuff is done and over with. If you've ever felt like that you want to put yourself out there and get involved, get your feet wet, hey, please come on out. It is an experience you will never forget. It is a decision that you will not regret. In the words of our artistic director, Paul Glodfelter, peace and love, and we'll see you at the next one. Thank you.